Hey, what's good, people? Signing in. I hope you're all doing well. Want to say one love. Thank you for being present. I don't want to inflict any discontent with anybody out there who's listening. I just put this out there for open discussion and to showcase where I stand at this moment in time. So, we've spoken about God, finding God on this channel. I am someone who wasn't introduced to the idea of God or any of the Abrahamic religions or spirituality as a whole whilst I was younger. So only as of recent, within the past couple of years, have I started to take serious consideration of this path. I had Christianity around me whilst I was younger, but not through family, you know? So, having not been influenced as a youth to pay consideration to that, I never hopped on. And, when I found independence as a teenager, it was too late. I was rebelling. I didn't give second thought. I got into metal music, and the message I was given was not one of positivity when it comes to when it comes to religion, disregarding spirituality. So that's a little bit of background. Now, I went to Rome recently. I took the Bible with me. I took the King James Bible I've got. But I've got a small one that is it's large. But I bought a small one only as of recent. They call it a christening Bible. I don't know how they're going to compile the same amount of information in. I might have it here actually. One moment. I don't know how they would compile the same amount of information in this than in the big Bible I've got. But check this out. That's neat, isn't it? I love that the silver on the edge of the page is gorgeous. So I'm going to start reading this because why not? I can just fit it in my pocket and go along. But I took the King James Version Bible with me. Now, this is KJV as well. I've heard different perspectives on that, saying that it's an edit. They've taken some things out and blah de blah. I don't know the historical context, so I'm putting that information out there for a response. Hopefully, if somebody could fill me in. I took the Bible with me. Anyway, I digress. And I went to Rome for so long. I adored the artwork. First and foremost, I went there because I adore the Italian Renaissance art, the sculpting, the painting, and that which, is beyond words, how beautiful it is. I wanted to feel the elevation in energy whilst I was over there. I wanted to engage with the godlike presence that should have resided there in comparison to where I'm based over here. And to put a long story short, I was blown away by the works of art. I was blown away by the worship through the architecture and the environment. But I didn't feel God. I didn't feel God. I didn't feel God. I went to Vatican City. I went into so many of the basilicas. I saw a lot in my finite time over there. And I really enjoyed it. But the expression of worship through the art and the material. It didn't give me any feeling of that which is within the spiritual plane. It was all but human. It was all but human. It was food for thought. It was something to ponder. It was a fantastic experience, but through the lens of consuming the culture as opposed to finding purpose above and beyond this fickle human life, you know? I would like to go back after learning so much and recalibrating my understanding of that which I've seen and the messages and the symbolism and that which is, and understand a little more historically. I would really love to go back. But I didn't find God. And this is fascinating, and it's fascinating because I told a couple of people when I came back, and some people like traveling, but they considered me weird for this, believe it or not. Which, in my personal opinion, it means I'm on the right path. You know, if I'm considered weird, or if I do something different, or if I do something that's considered abnormal, I feel like I'm on the right path because it's the path least travelled. You know. La Escalera Santa. I got this from there. Some stairs that had been taken from another part of the world, or at least was a replication of such. And it was some stairs that Jesus Christ had supposedly ascended in his last days. You correct me if I'm wrong. And I happened to come across this building by chance, and it was unlike others I had seen because there were 3 sets of stairs, and in the central set of stairs leading up, you had people climbing up on their hands and knees, and upon each ascension of the step, every 2 steps, every 3, you would see these people take a moment in prayer, in thought, in meditation, in consideration. And I was there in Rome by myself. I had nothing to lose. I did put my ego to one side because, to be honest, it wasn't natural to me, but I participated in it. And although I might not necessarily have found God during this process, that particular moment was maybe the boldest experience I had had whilst over there, seeing the gorgeous sights, the magnificent scenes, you know. And you would get to the top of these stairs after so long. I mean, the people before me were taking their sweet time. They were not Italian. I think they were African. They came from elsewhere. They will have come for the purpose of worship because they were very, very, very engaged with the process. And I got to the top, and upon the top you could access like a church. When you have a particular room with the altar and the pews and whatnot, do you call it a church in itself, or is it a temple, or is it what would you call it? But there was a room there, and it's gorgeous, the silence the quietness, the peacefulness. Especially having ascended these stairs in such a... I've never done it before, you know? For lack of better term, in such a unique manner. It was a surreal moment. So, I went to Rome. I was deeply engrossed in the city, in the value, in the intoxicating expression of art, but through this art I didn't find God. I found humans. I found but men creating things, men sculpting things, men painting things. I did not, through that medium, experience a higher entity. We did not move from the world I was already familiar with. And I wonder if that would ever change upon my return, you know? So that's a little food for thought. Feel free to leave a comment and engage with me. I'm sending one love your way, people. See you later. Bye-bye.